Hello again. I am back again, trying to continue pushing myself to make videos and take pictures. And yeah, I've been taking my camera with me to work occasionally and, taking time during lunch to walk around and take a couple pictures while I'm downtown. I work pretty close to the hub of downtown, and being able to walk around the Union Station area is really fun. And I wanted to share some pictures that I took there and just kind of talk you through them and what I like, what I think could be improved, and just share with you some of what I've been taking. And naturally, I didn't take any video of myself or the scenery while I was out there taking pictures, so that's why I'm here talking to you from this room, which isn't as exciting, but hopefully it does the job. So I've got my laptop and I've got some pictures pulled up that I want to share and talk through with you and just kind of tell you what I was thinking, I guess, for whatever that's worth. Probably not much. I'm learning a lot, so I'm not an expert. Just for some context, it snowed about a month ago, and I like snow, and I think it looks pretty. So I took my camera, and I started walking around. And I walked up through the link, which connects Union Station to the hotel over next to it, down here in Kansas City, and so I took a couple pictures while I was in the link, just to get a feel for, getting a couple pictures taken, right? So I'm taking some more or less throwaway shots, or so I thought. So this first one is kind of a throwaway shot. I do like how the buildings sort of fade into the background there. I think it looks kind of cool through the hazy, snowy, misty looking thing. I was trying to get one car by itself on the road. I thought that might look kind of neat. The streetcar is up there, up on top of the hill. Not too noticeable, but it's not as clean as I had hoped for. This next picture was more to my liking. I was capturing the streetcar coming back the other way. I was hoping to catch it while there were no other cars on the road as well. And it looks like there weren't, but I actually removed one that was next to it in this picture, replaced it with other snow that was there. So a little bit of editing there. But in general, this is what it looked like. Very similar to the other picture. I like this composition better, I think, with the streetcar there. Still not, the best shot ever. I was experimenting with cropping it to a different aspect ratio as well, kind of framing it around the light poles. Again, the misty buildings in the back I kind of like. As I walked through the link, it looks out over the, I don't know what park it is. There's a park basically right next to the link. Has a bunch of these lampposts, has this little memorial spot. There's a statue of George Washington on the other end of it. I think this is for the Korean War, because I think there's a Korea flag over here. You got the Sun Life building in the background, some other buildings. I kind of like the smattering of trees. I like the dotted light poles around that feel somewhat out of place because you can't see any paths or anything. And then I kind of like the buildings kind of rising out from the background of it. It's not an amazing shot. There's the flagpoles and kind of blend in with the trees too much, and there's not much separation between the memorial and the trees, and everything looks a little bit cluttered. But those are some of the thoughts I was having while taking that picture. Looking down over this park bench with the lamppost right next to it, I thought looked kind of neat, with the trees kind of framing the whole scene. The trash can next to the park bench could have done without that, but and then kind of punched in a little bit further, zoomed in and did it more landscape orientation for this one. Again, similar problem with the trash can, but that can't be helped. Turn around and look back down the link as it curves here, losing the sight line. I thought it looked cool. I don't really like the picture so much after getting back here. Trying to take a picture of the Western Auto building down through the trees, which looks, you kind of lose the subject actually. It doesn't really stand out in this picture a whole lot. There's too much other clutter, and the contrast of the building isn't great, so you just kind of lose it in the background. The Western Auto building shows up in a lot of my pictures because I just like that building. I like its shape and the little loopy thing on the top, which doesn't light up right now. It had been lighting up for a couple of years, but they've stopped lighting it recently, which is kind of sad. Took this picture, I think it's by a restaurant or something like that, a cafeteria maybe. These outdoor benches that kind of frame a planter, I guess. And then this little roof awning thing looked kind of neat. Again, with the trees and the grasses, I don't know if it makes much sense as a full composition. Taking it again at a wider angle, I like it better. But I don't know that I like it terribly much. I'm sure there's a better composition there, but it's not my favorite. Coming back to the front of Union Station, they've got this clock out front, which had snow on it, which looked cool. I took this picture with the World War I museum and memorial behind it, but the light pole intersects with the memorial itself, so it kind of ruins the picture. Should have stepped aside to correct that, which would have made it a little bit better. I took this picture of the front where the entrance is. The sort of frosted glass pieces coming down off of the awning look kind of neat, with the lights behind them especially, and the snow falling that you can see speckling across the darkness under there. I like that contrast. I also like the framing of it. I think it looks fairly nice. I left the footprints there, so I probably should have been a little bit more cognizant about where I was walking. Then I walked over and took this picture of another streetcar that I was coming up the street with the link behind it and the building behind it with these lampposts in the front. Again, this is a little bit scattered. I like the colors. I like the blue reflecting off of the various glass surfaces in the parking lot. I think it looks kind of neat. The snow on top of the lampposts again, but not a strong composition. And this office space for lease sign I could have done without. This is probably my favorite picture that I took that day. I was turning and facing toward the front of Union Station, and this man was walking along with his bright orange pants with his hands in his pockets, and he was walking across, so I waited for him to get most of the way across the frame and then snapped this picture. I really like this from a composition perspective, and the orange pants really pop in the picture, I think. I probably should have framed it a little bit better so that it was more symmetrical against those windows. As it is, it chops off that one on the right hand side, which doesn't look amazing. But taking pictures of these park benches, not the best photo ever by any means. I tried to take this picture of the memorial. I was watching this guy come down the stairs, and I was trying to get him in a good place where I could take that picture and have the elements around him kind of frame him in, which they do, but he is so far away that you just lose any sort of sense of what is the subject in this picture. Is it the tree? Is it the memorial? Is it the grasses in front of you, which are a little bit blurred, I think. but there's just not a strong composition here, and it could have been so much better. Turning back around to the front of Union Station, I took this shot. I tried to line up as symmetrically as I could with the front of this entrance, lining up with the doors and the window with the wreath hanging in it. I do like this one. I think it may have been better as a landscape picture, as it is. The height of the pillars and the frame around the window kind of dwarfs everything, but it's not a bad picture. I do like it. So I squared up with the entrance itself, but I didn't square up the camera with it. So I have cut off one pillar on one side and added a second pillar on the other side. And so I could probably fix that with a bit of crop, but it would have been nicer to have a whole pillar on both sides. Minor things to improve. And then this picture looking back up the stairs, not amazing either. So all in all, just a handful of pictures taken while walking around, not anything striking, not anything amazing. That one picture of the guy with the pants, I think, is probably my favorite picture from that day. One of my favorite pictures I've taken in the last year, probably. I'm starting to put together a gallery of pictures on my website of pictures that I've taken that I really, really like. And that one is now up there, joining the other pictures that I have taken either recently or in the last year, probably. Most of those pictures have been taken then. I'm still taking more photography walks. I got some more planned. I've got some more that I've already done that I'll be sharing some pictures with. I'll be sharing some pictures from with you if I can talk straight, but I can't. So one of these days I'll figure out how to do this.